Now on Coast TV News.
Parking price hike. Bethany Beach considering charging you more to leave your car, but it's proving controversial.
Bypass progress. DELDOT says the bypass is still on track, but winter weather could change the timeline.
A groundbreaking project at Freeman Arts Pavilion promises a permanent stage and upgraded experience for concert goers.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The price to park could be going up in Bethany Beach. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with that new proposal.
Today, Bethany's Finance Committee discussed how increasing the price of parking would benefit the town. Right now, Bethany Beach and Lewis are the only coastal communities charging $3 per hour or less for parking during the summer season. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Bethany. Brandon, you spoke with committee members and Bethany locals about the possible hike.
Maddie, all these parking meters are covered up now in Bethany Beach, and with conversations starting in January to possibly raise the price of parking, the next time you take your summer trip to Bethany Beach and these covers are off, you could be paying more. $3 per hour. That's the price to park in Bethany Beach from May 15th to September 15th. But now the town is considering raising that rate to $3.50 an hour. Doris Izzo, who works in downtown Bethany, tells Coast TV she's against the idea, saying it could have unintended consequences.
If it goes up again, those people will never come down here to shop. It's drawing people more towards the Ocean View area.
The committee says raising it up just 50 cents would generate an additional $649,000 for the town. Money the committee says the town needs to even out their summer expenses. Another suggestion made by the Finance Committee is that if you don't pay your meter before it expires, that price could go from $50 to $60 now. Some people in town say a cheap beach trip might just be a thing of the past.
It's a lot of money to park. If you buy a house outside of Bethany, you have to realize that it's going to cost a lot of money to come and sit on the beach.
Come summertime, whether you're visiting the beach or the shops in Bethany, when you go to pay the meter, prices could be different than last year. I spoke with one member of the Finance Committee after the meeting, and she said in order for these prices to officially go up, it has to go through multiple meetings and finally end with a town council meeting. All this happening before anything is applied to these parking meters. In Bethany Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Also at the Finance Committee meeting, water fees were discussed. The committee says water use rates by gallons, well, that hasn't changed in 10 years, and Bethany's changed a lot in 10 years. Now, as that rate goes up, the city says fees will then follow.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll of the evening. We want to know the best way to improve revenues in beach towns.
Not just Bethany, anywhere. Let's take a look. Wow, that's gone up a lot. 77% say just don't raise anything, just cut your expenses.
Yeah, let's see if they can find some spots to trim. I guess that's what people are asking for. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. We'll show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11. Work is now underway on a brand new stage at the Freeman Arts Pavilion in Selbyville. The 42-foot tall, 100-foot long permanent stage will now be located on the south side of the venue lawn. They will also have a backstage room for performing artists. Freeman says changing the layout of the land by adding a hill will give everybody a better view.
The Freeman Arts Pavilion is a place where everyone is welcome, and we invite you to be part of this journey.
People can expect the updates to be complete before the 2026 performing season.
Patches of ice still plague many of the back roads in Worcester County. It's been nearly 2 weeks since Delmarva was slammed by the first big snowstorm of the year, and these are the slippery conditions drivers are dealing with on the back roads. Now, one woman we spoke with said she is just grown tired over driving what she says feels like the frozen tundra.
I'm on the roads all night long working. And I said just yesterday somebody's going to have a bad accident here because there was nothing but sheets of ice. It hasn't thawed at all. If anything, it's gotten worse.
And she was right. On Wednesday night, a car veered off Trap Road after skidding over a sheet of ice. That's according to the Worcester County Sheriff. But good news here. No injuries were reported. Speaking of ice and cold, we're taking a live look into Lewis, the yacht club camera there on the top of the building. Our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono, is in for Paul. And Chris, oh, it's not going to get any better, is it?
Yeah, unfortunately, Maddie, hate to be bearer of bad news, but yeah, we have some brutal cold in that extended forecast. We have some snowflakes out there today. We had a few flurries, nothing all that significant. As we make our way over to the bay, we can see some more snow showers pushing through our nation's capital as well as Annapolis, and there's more snow shower activity back off to the west. This is all associated with an area of low pressure that's passing to our north. Not expecting any accumulation as far as the snow showers tonight are concerned, but we may be dealing with some accumulating snow down the road. As far as Friday is concerned, looking pretty nice. We are going to be sunny. We're going to be near 40. Now, as we start the weekend, we're going to be in the 40s, mild and wet. But as we end the weekend, we're going to be dealing with an Arctic front as well as a developing coastal storm. And then there's that brutally cold air moving in. We're going to be talking about some dangerous cold, sub-zero wind chills as we go into next week. We'll talk about the snow threat on Sunday and how low those temperatures are going to plunge coming up my full forecast.
Thank you, Chris. The Millsboro bypass is still on track to open to the public this year. Its goal is to decrease traffic in Millsboro. Coast TV reporter Zakia Jennings shows us what that progress looks like today.
A look from above at part of Millsboro's bypass project. With recent snowfall, a number of projects in the county have been paused, but this one here remains on track. Millsboro local, JAM, is glad that traffic will be routed away from the downtown area, but thinks the overall project could have been done differently.
Hopefully it's going to eliminate some of the traffic. It's not going to eliminate all of it. The problem is with Delaware, though, how they build for what's right now, and you should always build for the future.
DELDOT's Director of Community Relations, C.R. McLeod, says DELDOT is still working to alleviate traffic congestion even in the cold winter months.
We have the North Millsboro Bypass project underway that is scheduled to open later this year, really as a direct result of that growth to help move traffic, especially truck traffic, around the actual town itself. So we are making steady progress on that project.
The bypass is expected to span 2 miles, which includes 4 bridges, one going over a pond. That brings the project total to about $130 million.
Now you're looking at part of the overpass here. This is going to go over Fox Run Road. DELDOT says the bridge deck paving work has been paused due to the weather conditions, but the non-paving work continues, and this is still expected to be opened in September. In Millsboro, I'm Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
A proposal to protect endangered whales on the coast, that's been withdrawn. Environmentalists wanted to change the speed boaters travel off the coast. The goal was to restrict vessels 35 feet or longer to sail at 10 knots in slow zones. That's about 11 miles per hour. Suzanne Thurman with the Mayor Institute says the rule would have helped save whales' lives, especially right whales.
And more often than not, the cause of that is due to some type of human impact, predominantly ship strike and entanglements.
But this proposal was withdrawn by the feds. They say they don't have enough time to proceed with implementing the new regulations due to the new administration coming in and also a ton of public comment.
If you've driven on Savannah Road, you've probably seen the open land near the high school. A developer wanted to make it 90 townhomes called Overfall Preserve. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Lewis. Emma, the site development plan began back in 2021.
Charlie, I spoke with one developer of this project, and the plan to build 90 luxury villas, as he calls them, they would be built on this land behind me here. But that plan was denied by the Lewis Planning Commission last night, and the developer tells me he's extremely disappointed by this. The Lewis Planning Commission says there's not enough interconnectivity and too many traffic issues, but the developer says that's not true, and there is interconnectivity to the adjacent developments.
It's the traffic, and it's also the loss of farmland. I mean, because that land that's been there has been farmed for decades. And so at what point do you stop this development?
Public comment about the Overfall Preserve is still being accepted, and the Lewis Planning Commission will reconvene on January 29th. Back to you guys.
Emma, thank you. On Monday, tune in to NBC's coverage of the presidential inauguration of Donald J. Trump right here on Coast TV. Coverage starts at 10.
Having a rough week? Why don't you cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV? We've got personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. Sign up now for free at coasttv.com/signup.
And we are just getting started this evening.
An event at the Brandywine Valley SPCA for Valentine's Day. Why it's a big win for parents.
Plenty of sunshine into our Friday. Sunny skies, a beautiful start, but unsettled weekend, mild and wet, and it will turn cold and potentially snowy. My full forecast is coming up.
But first, presidential visits on the peninsula. We look at Delmarva's history with the commander-in-chief, and no, not just Joe Biden. We have that story for you when we're back in just 60 seconds.
Upgrade your windows and doors with West Shore Homes 3 for Free sales event. With a free project upgrade, free installation, and interest-free financing until 2026, you won't have a single payment for 12 months. Lock in your savings today at westshorewindow.com.
A wet crawl space is a lurking hazard, inviting mold, rot, and structural worries. The answer is Brazier's Crawl Space Encapsulation. Our specialist tailors the solution to your exact crawl space. Our expert team cleans and upgrades your crawl space into a pristine, protected environment, and we only use April Air dehumidifiers, reliable and robust, complete with a 5-year warranty. Take the first step to a drier, safer home. Call Brazier's or visit our website. Your peace of mind is just one call away.
Upgrade your windows and doors with West Shore Homes 3 for Free sales event. With a free project upgrade, free installation, and interest-free financing until 2026, you won't have a single payment for 12 months. Lock in your savings today at westshorewindow.com.
While Rehoboth Beach is known as the nation's summer capital, it's not the only community in our area to host a visit from the leader of the free world. And in this week's Coastal Connections, Matt Pensick takes us through some of the history of the trips made by past presidents of the United States.
As Joe Biden is wrapping up the end of his term as president, we still expect to see scenes like this. A retired Biden taking a walk on the beach near his North Shore's home. No man before, during, or potentially after serving as president has visited Delmarva as often as Biden. Then again, no other had a home on our peninsula. Several other members of the exclusive presidential club have spent time in our area. This is a 1909 photo of Teddy Roosevelt in Georgetown. Now, considering the clothing and that there are leaves on the trees in the background, this trip to the Sussex County seat was likely after Roosevelt left office in March of that year. In June of 1922, Warren G. Harding made a one-day trip that spanned nearly the entire state of Delaware. This is his stop in Milford as thousands lined the street to greet the president. According to the New York Times, Harding made stops in Georgetown, Harbison, and Cool Spring before boarding the presidential yacht anchored at the breakwater in Lewis and sailing off to end his trip. Richard Nixon made several trips during his time as vice president and later as president. Most were visits to his good friend, John J. Williams, at the Delaware Senator's cottage in Rehoboth Beach. Just before winning a landslide election in 1972, Nixon made a trip to Assateague Island as a guest of Whaleyville native and former chair of the Federal Reserve, Thomas McCabe. In the early days of his campaign for president, Jimmy Carter made a visit to Georgetown where, according to newspaper reports, he spoke about farming and the price of grain. Bill Clinton spent the 2000 Memorial Day weekend on Assateague. Part of that visit included an announcement that directed the Departments of Commerce and Interior to create a national mission for managing beaches and marine habitat. In 2016, then-candidate Donald Trump spoke at a jam-packed Stephen Decatur High School gym, hitting on one of his favorite talking points.
For creating jobs as a president, honestly, you either have that instinct or you don't.
The man who beat Trump in 2020, Joe Biden, now has more time to spend and take in all that comes with living near the ocean. With Coastal Connections, I'm Matt Pensick.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
New year, new bath. Bring in 2025 with big savings from Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Right now, get 20% off all upgrades, plus save 25% on your entire bathroom project. Baths by Spicer Brothers can bring your vision to life with safe and accessible tub-to-shower conversions.
Our factory certified team guarantees 5-star professional installation completed in as little as 1 day.
Call today and save 20% off all upgrades and 25% off your entire bathroom project.
Baths by Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton Chevrolet of Berlin. Trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. Together, let's drive new 2024 Silverados up to $12,000 off MSRP. Or make no payments for 90 days on select new 2024 EV models. Visit us today. And remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
I needed to do some safe floor. I slipped in my old floor and I broke my kneecap. I called Pinnacle, they came. The team was very professional. And then when I came home 2 o'clock, my garage was done. That's the best part. I loved it. Pinnacle did a really great job. They did this beautiful floor and safe to walk. Call Pinnacle, you will not be disappointed. You'll be happy like I am.
My patients mean the world to me. It's why I come to work every day.
When a patient gives me a hug or says, I can't believe you were able to do this for me.
Getting somebody out of pain.
Seeing a patient be able to smile when they haven't for years.
Somebody that's afraid and then they're not afraid anymore.
I love making a difference in other people's lives for the better.
I think that's a really amazing thing that you can do for somebody else.
I'm thankful that I get to do it.
Open 6 days a week with convenient hours. Call and schedule your appointment today.
Taylor Oil Company leads a family of services offering energy solutions to Delmarva since 1927. We serve all customers with our own qualified staff of seasoned professionals, allowing us to manage all aspects of each and every call. The Taylor Oil family of services, one number for all your energy needs. Call 410-749-2151 to speak to one of our qualified employees. Taylor Oil Company, day or night, our service never sleeps.
Accidents happen when you least expect them. Big or small, when accidents strike, things can get a little complicated. This is where the Law Office of Trapp Nichols steps in. Our experienced team fights for your rights, turning tough situations into significant compensation. If you've suffered an injury, claim the justice you're entitled to. The Law Office of Trapp Nichols. Your priority is our priority.
Download the CoastTV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Well, many of you are tired of the snow and ice being around. We haven't really had much of a thaw. You can see a live look here in Rehoboth, snow-covered boardwalk there. Some folks taking a late night stroll there on the boards there in Rehoboth, and it is pretty cold out there as well. We're seeing temperatures right around 31 degrees. Winds are pretty calm across much of the area, but we are tracking some dangerous cold as we push into next week. Right now, temperatures are around the freezing mark or just below it throughout much of Delmarva. Today, though, we are not getting any readings, though, from our connection there in Georgetown, but the record high 70 set back in 1953. Small craft advisory is in effect through the Delaware coast, pushing further south, Ocean City down to Chickateague. That runs through 10 a.m. For the Bayside, that small craft advisory is up through noon. Now, we did have a few flurries earlier. We have another batch of some snow showers pushing into Washington through Baltimore that are going to be pushing over the bay, and then another batch through western Pennsylvania. So you may see a few flakes fly, a brief snow shower through the evening, not going to be amounting to much. High pressure is going to be building in briefly, and we're going to see those temperatures get up into the lower 40s over the next few days. Clear skies overnight once we get the snow showers out of here, as we'll fall into the mid-20s. There's the snow showers over the next few hours, clearing the coast by around midnight, and then by tomorrow, wall-to-wall sunshine as we push the 40-degree mark. Briefly going to see some wind chills in the teens through tomorrow morning, but by the afternoon, It is going to be a pretty nice day with mostly sunny skies, winds out of the west at about 7 to 10 miles an hour. Now, the temperature's 46 by Saturday. The Arctic front comes through on Sunday, and boy, by Tuesday, we struggle to get out of the teens. Now, as we go into Saturday, the warm front lifts through a mild, damp day with a light rain by the afternoon into the evening hours. The front is going to stall to our south. A coastal low is going to develop. How strong is the storm? How quickly the Arctic air gets in here remains to be seen, but we could be seeing a round of mixed precipitation at the immediate coast and then some accumulating snow developing by Sunday evening. This could be a scenario where there is more accumulating snow north of the coast. Right now, thinking of general inch to potentially 2 inches the further you are away from the coast through portions of Milton and Dover. Now, that dangerous cold works in here, especially through Tuesday and Wednesday. We're talking about sub-zero wind chills, -5 to -10 degrees. Betty Raymond of Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, you're the winner of our Davis umbrella. There's that yellow alert for Sunday, mainly Sunday evening for that potential accumulating snow. 27 on Monday, and then there's the core of that cold coming in, looking at wind chills, again, sub-zero and single-digit overnight lows.
And that's not wind chill again, single digit. That is literally single digits. Ugh. Well, happier news. Any parents who want Valentine's out, the Brandywine Valley SPCA will help you. On February 15th, that's the Saturday, from 4 to 8, they're hosting Parents' Night Out. Here's what that means. Kids hang out with adoptable pets, make Valentines, learn animal facts, have a pizza party, and end with a movie night, and you get to go out on a date. Oh yeah, and that's happening at the Georgetown, Newcastle, and Westchester Brandywine Valley SPCA campuses.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, sports fans? Breaking news in the college basketball world. Women's basketball teams will now be paid for playing games in the NCAA tournament in March, just like the men's teams have had for years. The women's squad that qualify for the tournament will be compensated for their games in March under a plan approved at the NCAA convention. The unanimous vote by NCAA membership was the final step for a pay structure for women playing in the tournament after the Division I Board of Governors voted unanimously for the proposal in August. South Carolina head coach Dawn Staley says this continues to be the fight to lift women's basketball to historic levels. And speaking of the ladies' side, right now on DSM Plus, we have a matchup that you're going to want to tune into. It's to stay on top of the Bayside North. It's the Queen Anne Lions and the Kent Island Buccaneers. The battle of undefeateds checking in on the live coverage in Centerville, Maryland. The Lions up right now. If you want to see the end of this game, make sure you subscribe to DSM Plus today for all of the high-level action. Highlights of this contest on the final score tonight at 10:30 p.m. That's all for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
New year, new bath. Bring in 2025 with big savings from Bath by Spicer Brothers.
Right now, get 20% off all upgrades, plus save 25% on your entire bathroom project. Baths by Spicer Brothers can bring your vision to life with safe and accessible tub-to-shower conversions.
Our factory-certified team guarantees 5-star professional installation completed in as little as 1 day.
Call today and save 20% off all upgrades and 25% off your entire bathroom project.
Baths by Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
This winter, raise a glass to quiet luxury with elevated looks from Ashley. During the New Year's Toast to Style sale, discover timeless rooms as low as $5.99. Plus, shop New Year's Hot Buys $5.99 and under. Only at Ashley in tax-free Delmar in Millsboro, Delaware.
Pete went to the dentist. He showed them a black spot that he noticed inside his cheek. The dentist said it was probably nothing. Maybe he just bit his cheek and got a blood blister. Months went by, Pete wasn't feeling well, and another doctor told him that black spot was cancer. The dentist had failed to diagnose the cancer when it was most treatable. Failing to diagnose is one of the most common types of malpractice cases. If you or a family member have been the victim of medical carelessness, tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
Now it's time for Roofer of the Day. Led by Tyler Hershey, the crew at Hershey Exteriors came out with a strong game plan. It all started with excellent coverage, highlighted by an equipped and protective netting. But Hershey didn't stop there. When they spotted any openings in the roof, boom! They closed the gaps, keeping the home safe from any leaks. And they provide a free Golden Pledge warranty that's backed by GAF. Now that's a game changer. If you need a roof, I'd go with Hershey Exteriors because life is sweeter with Hershey Exteriors.
At Arctic Heating and Air Conditioning, we are offering great deals on new system replacements. We have financing options from 0% for 36 months or options with payments below $95 a month. Don't need financing? Arctic is offering instant rebates up to $1,400. Qualifying customers can receive up to a $2,000 federal tax credit on Energy Star certified systems, and Delmarva Power customers can receive up to a $960 instant rebate on select systems.
This new year, get more rest and less stress during Furnitureland's New Year mattress sale. Save up to 25% off select mattress brands like Serta, Nectar, and Lisa. Plus, get fast free delivery only at Furnitureland. In style, in stock, in your home today.
For 150 years, Ocean City, Maryland has been somewhere to smile about. From our beautiful beaches to our iconic boardwalk, we've been creating memories that last a lifetime, whether you're chasing the perfect wave, a hole-in-one, or a sunset stroll. Celebrate our 150th anniversary with 150 days of celebrations, special events, and deals all year long. Book now and save in 2025 at ococean.com/150. Ocean City, Maryland, somewhere to smile about.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
You can get your latest forecast by dialing our First Alert weather phone, sponsored by Brockstead, Mondalis, and Federico. Now, your Paul Davis 10-day shows a mild, wet start to the weekend. We have the yellow alert in play for a potential accumulating snow Sunday night, and then brutally cold air works in. We're talking about sub-zero wind chills between Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
Thank you, Chris, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.